Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's myself, JP, and joining me this evening is my good man and Backfeast Hollybags, and obviously went to the same guy that Big Alan gets his Celtic strips off for a hoodie, and obviously nice and fresh looking, mate. It's our very own wee Sean Maloney, aka Ryan Clifford. How are we, mate? Hope you're well.
I'm nice and refreshed, mate. Nice and no hungover, mate. Like normally holidays you go these days, you're on benders and stuff, but no, nice to relax on holiday, mate. So good to be back on this Monday show, mate. So I've missed it. Obviously I was in Tenerife yesterday for the game, so I wasn't at the game yesterday, but I did watch it. Actually, I was glad in the weather, mate. The weather was not very ideal to watch football in, so anybody who went to the game yesterday, fair play. It could have been a game that you could have went, Jazz, no, but we'll leave it, we'll just watch in the house, or we'll no go, and it's only Buckie official. But to be fair, it looked like 40,000 JP went to the game yesterday, so fair play to the fans. It could have went due to obviously the circumstances. I heard the weather was really bad and stuff, so unlucky I was sunning up in the sun. I didn't see any bad weather, so but don't get me wrong, I had 2 or 3 Hail Marys when I was landing the day. It was quite choppy, but no, I'm good, mate. Glad to see you well as well, and hope you're not too cold, mate, because it is getting back to -8, mate. It's very cold.
Aye, it's really nippy now. That's not a weather, by the way. That's something else. But, overall, mate, I was one of the people that you've just commended there for going to the game yesterday. Although, albeit, I had to go and leave at half time, and needs must, I'm afraid, mate. I went to the toilet, and as you do, because that always helps when you're busting, mate. Know what I mean? But as I say, I went to the toilet and I decided to pop into a disabled toilet for a moment because they've got good mirrors in there. Mm-hmm. You can go in and have a wee look at yourself, and I didn't realise how wet I was at the back of me. Now, being at the game yesterday, Ryan, the wind was swirling, and it meant the rain was swirling as well. So when I was obviously in the toilet, I had a big Parker jacket on.
The sounds went. Sounds went, mate. I'll keep talking while we sort it. But I know what you're just saying there, JP, about the weather. I did obviously see it on the telly. It did look wild, mate. So I did. There you go. You back? Aye. Well, I was just going to say I did come in. What you were going to say about the weather?
Aye. No. As I was saying, so I went into the toilet. Once I got into the toilet, I've realised that the back of me is absolutely saturated, and it was that cold. Genuinely, I didn't feel it. So I made the call, and I decided, no, enough's enough. I was soaked, Ryan, and on my right leg, my right thigh, and aye, Francis. To be honest, mate, that's just your dirty mind taking over there, mate. So
he's thinking it's a 10:30 show already. That's what he was thinking.
Aye, you're a bit early for that one, Francis. You're a bit early. But overall, mate, no, I made the call because, as I said, my right leg, my upper thigh going round towards my backside, my denims were sticking to me, mate. It was really bad. And do you know that way it was that cold? No, that way you get cold, Ryan, and you can't get any colder because you're already cold. But I was well wrapped up. I mean, I had a hoodie, scarf, gloves, my hat, my big jacket. It still just goes to show you that you can still end up absolutely saturated, mate, even with layers on.
Aye, obviously, depending where you sit at Celtic Park, where I sit, if I was at the game yesterday, mate, I'd have got absolutely drenched. I sit you down right on the bottom, so where I sit, you're going to get absolutely saturated. So I think it just all depends where you sit at Celtic Park. But I know I do.
I'm the same as you. I'm in Row D, so you're. In the winter, it's winter.
I think I'm BB. I think B or B. So it's right down the bottom.
Sending a Morse code, mate. A Morse code.
I'm
Have you Morse code message? Yeah.
I'm sending these aliens up there. Beep 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 beep. You know what I mean?
You and Scott Brown would go on there with Yabada and Yabada, Babada, whatever it was he was trying to say.
But no, I do take my heart to the fans that went, JP, because it looks like it was 40,000 went. So considering it was, again, I don't want to be disrespectful, but in terms of the game, in terms of the result, it was never going to be anything else for a Celtic victory. So you kind of was a damn squib in a way, because it was they were never going to beat Celtic. So fair play to the fans that have turned up to go and see some goals and maybe go and see some of the new signings and just in general see Celtic play, JP. It doesn't really matter who you play. Obviously, certain circumstances people kind of go off it's due to work, family issues, etc., etc. But it's good to people at the game, mate, because it actually shows them a bit of respect as well. The people have actually still went to the game, because it could be easier for people to go, you know what, we'll just watch at the house. It's really windy, it's really wet, it's no good. I'll have a few beers in the house, I'll have a cup of tea, keep warm and no go. So fair play to the fans that went, mate. And let's be fair, it was a wee bit of a goal fest. So as Anne says, it's dedication, and that's why Celtic fans are renowned for being the best in the world, because of their attitude towards the games. And again, it's an easy game not to go, mate. So fair play to the fans and yourself, mate, for good.
Yeah, obviously we'll come to a couple of the comments, because I think we've been a wee bit belated there getting there. KP Boys joined us and he says, hello. A centre forward is a priority before the window ends. Kyogo is an injury away. Maybe, I don't know, but he's an injury away for what? Binge watching still game on Netflix or something. A left back would be good too. Felt for Buckie yesterday, but it's good to get minutes in the legs.
I get what you said about Kyle.
I'm going to actually have to say, I'm afraid in football, you need to be ruthless. We were at home yesterday. I understand what you're kind of trying to say there, KP boy, but in terms of feeling sorry for the other team, listen, they were just buzzing to be on that pitch yesterday with some of their heroes. Quite a lot of that team are all Celtic fans, including their manager. I think Brendan spoke before the game, and I seen his interview before getting into Celtic Park, and he says that their manager, instead of sitting in the stand, can stand at the side of the park now for a wee change and stuff like that. So, no, I don't know if I feel sorry for them, because all in all, we all knew it. We all knew it was going to happen, and we all knew what they were getting into. And Jem joining us also. Evening, JP and Ryan. Good evening, Ange. Hope you're well, pal. M&M joining us, and he says, evening, guys. Was good to see Vata and Kelly getting some minutes yesterday. It was, mate. We're obviously going to talk about that tonight. Good evening. Hope you've had a good weekend. A bit belated for this one. Hail. Good evening, boys. Paul Cook joining us. Evening, JP and Ryan. Hope you're well, boys. Same to yourself, Paul. Thanks very much for joining us, mate. And there's our very good man, Mr. Paddy McCourt. By the way, that's a belter of a 40. That must have been Halloween when you dressed up as John Higgins, to be honest.
John Higgins.
So I tell you what, by the way, you came out of Slayers with that one, you must have been snookered. He says nice hoodie, but I'm not really too sure who he's meaning, me or probably you. A wee bit of a lemon twist there, Ryan.
Well, I'm sick of that salmon one these days. Not being trying to get a different colour.
Aye, fed up with that lobster Fernando. Scott Melville joining us also. He said, "Good evening, lads. Hail." Kevin Ferrier, hail, guys. Nice Monday night. Don't know about that, Kevin. Still cold, mate. It's -8 all in Glasgow. It's but good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. And Jem, that's dedication for you. Yeah, and believe it or not, I still made the podcast tonight, so there we go. It's that's what you call dedication. Going to the Celtic game, driving home like a soggy tea bag, and
you could say that plenty of other things.
Then you find out that Big Alan's not coming on the podcast tonight as well, and he'd rather just sit and admire his bow tie. But hail to you all. Hope you're all well. Ryan, I don't know what Alan's meaning there in terms of nice hoodie. Don't know who he's meaning, but I'm assuming it's you.
I'll take that all day long.
This is just a dead basic hoodie. I mean, it might be meaning me because I'm representing the badge and that here, but no, I think I've got a feeling it's you, mate. A feeling it's you.
Well, it's not a Primark one. It's a bit more expensive than Primark, but it's all right, Alan. It's all right.
Many euro did that cost you?
€5.
€5. Do you get them done for 40?
I haggled, and he's like €10. I was like $5. Okay.
Lifetime guarantee.
Lifetime guarantee. Aye. Lifetime guarantee. Aye.
Brilliant.
Does the break for years. Lifetime guarantee. Good price. Aye.
Nice new commenter to the page. I've not seen this one before. Who's the snitch? I'm assuming that's Lee Wallace that's behind this account. Hail, gentlemen. Hail to yourself, pal. John, you will be barred from this podcast, mate, and being able to comment on this podcast. I get in the a whole ABADA while we're sitting here with hoodies on. Good evening, John. I hope you're well, mate. It's cooking in Tenerife at this time at night. Wow.
Oh, aye.
That's
respect to the beat last night.
John, I hope you never bought Ryan's hoodie, did you? hope you never get conned out of that one, mate. Kaiser, good evening, mate. Hope you're well. He says, hail, legends. Not seen you for a while, pal. Hope you're well. Hope you had a nice weekend. Joe Curran also. Hail, guys. Good to have you back on discussing our dear Celtic. We don't even go there yet, Joe. We're too busy talking about Alan's bow tie and his waistcoat there. How he dressed up as John Higgins many Halloweens ago. Little did we know he's on here now representing this podcast with a face like a Halloween cake, but hey ho. but we've all got our, as you say, we've all got our crosses to bear. And that's it, Brian.
Aye, 100%, mate. I get slagged when I'm not here, mate, so happy stays up. At least we're all truthful. We don't do it behind each other's backs. We do it live on YouTube.
No, we do it live here on this platform. I want to talk about you guys behind your back because anything I've got to say, I would say to you because I know you're real men and can handle it. I know people watching us. I know people watching us probably doesn't believe that with that hoodie you're wearing now, but no, I know you're a real man and can handle the truth.
Yeah, it's really nice and comfy, by the way.
Aye, no, it does look like that. But I take it when you bought it, your guide dog wasn't too chuffed anyway.
The guide dog. Wee Patch.
Wee Oscar's wee dog called Patch with brown tooth trying to pull you out the door.
Aye.
Wee Oscar's trying to pull you out the door. Don't do it, Ryan. Don't do it.
No, I will. I don't see any point in Oscar having one of the high business. He'll just take mute with us and he's sorted, not me.
That's it. No.
He's all good.
You would hear Oscar coming anyway, Ryan, because of the amount of noise the dog makes, man. He's one of the hyper dogs that just loves he just loves attention and loves company. So he's Kaiser, you've probably got him in about 5 different colours, mate, eh? I'd imagine you have, definitely. I've not got any Ken hoodies. I prefer my Celtic hoodies. Just for comfort, I suppose. But nah. Well, there you go. So that's.
I've no got.
I actually begin to think he's got cameras set up in your house, right?
I've no got the apparatus to wear Speedos, Kaiser. So I think it's granny pants for me, mate. No Speedos.
Granny pants. And see when he says that, folks, he's talking about Bridget Jones pants. See the ones that go right up your back. I
like to buy the nice large ones just so they're comfy, mate.
Boys' neighbours walk by his windows thinking he's wearing an nappy.
That's a bit after that, to be fair.
Johnny Ray Huggies big boy pants now. They pull up very high.
Aye. Pull-ups, big pull-ups. Aye, big pull-ups.
But right, enough talking about your weekend away, mate, and let's get to business here. obviously Celtic are back, and we're all dead. We're all dead over the moon. I can tell that with our extreme energy we've got here between us, and especially all the comments coming in, talking about what colour of hoodies and speedos and everything to wear. We're all buzzing for the.
Biggest type of man.
No. See, I've all got an act. See, rang end of the stick, man. Rang end of the stick. I was a Helly Hansen type of boy.
I've just got imagery. I've just got imagery you just sitting up.
Actually,
in Portal with a Belgos with a boat of Buckie.
tell you what. If I was in Postal, mate, it would need to be an organised bus run, I'm telling you. Because I wouldn't get my way to go there myself, personally. But, aye, cheers. I love how people just get it in their heads. And, Kaiser, to be fair with you, pal, right, in all honesty, before we get to the serious stuff here, you're not far off. It's an off-face jacket I wear, mate. So you weren't far away.
Oh, you can't hide money, lads. Can't hide money.
It was an off-face jacket. And I tell you what, man, it feels like sitting here like Whistler's mother, man, with 5 cardigans on at night, man.
It's one of them after DH in it, facing off.
Sitting there with a cup of tea like that, and missus. Here we're sitting here like 2 more statistics because you'll no burn that bloody fire.
3 bars up, no Kel.
With your wee scraggy knuckles.
You touch a heat and she's like, oh, the dizziness, oh no.
Aye. Every time I turn the heating on, man, and an estimated bill flying through the window. See when you get an estimated bill, what in God's name is that, man? An estimated bill. See when we should estimate. Oh, you fuck all. There you go, bang. That's what we should send them. We should just send them. Oh, you nanty. There you go. There's my estimated bill for you. Bang.
I've done nothing this month.
No, not done anything. She's not turning fire on us. I'm blowing the lips. Brilliant. Every time I put the heating on, man, the lights go on and off in this house, man. Turns into like an arcade machine in here.
Well, if that's the case, what's it like Christmas?
I put a lamp on the other night and went, woo, 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 woo. I'm like, what the hell's going on here, man? Everything's alarmed. Everything's got an alarm on it.
That's just the Belgos you need to team up, mate.
That's all right, Ange. I've stuck that. I'm going to ping that money out of the swear jar.
That's the swear jar.
Don't worry. By the way, we need to do it anyway, because Ryan was saying earlier on, we need to top the funds up a wee bit, so that's how we need to get a couple of words in anyway. JP, we played a bunch of goat herders and lovers of sheep. Having said that, they turned up and played well. That's not very nice. Who's this next? Come on now. That isn't very nice. Normally I wouldn't put up comments such as, but it's that old saying, innit? It's the old cliche. Listen, you can only beat what's in front of you. And Celtic came back from a bit of a break, and they were ruthless, in my opinion, right? Bearing in mind, obviously, we're going on to talk about this now. With 4 goals chopped off as well. So the game could have looked really, really different. Just say for talking's sake, if we had played with no VAR, then the game would have looked a hell of a lot different, I'm afraid. But I'm not too sure about your way of wording. And I kind of get your point to an extent. There's got to be a better way of putting that across, because I wouldn't decry anybody at all from any walk of life whatsoever.
Yep.
And yeah, I think I would be very, very careful, because there could be people watching us just now, and comments of that nature could offend individuals. So yeah, I don't know if you know, I don't know if I agree with the wording of that. I do get your point though, that they're obviously a lesser team than us. They play in the Highland League, but that's no Celtic's fault. And Celtic also had a job to do yesterday. And I thought we were sensational, Ryan. I really did. I thought we were so professional. The way we approached the game, we treated them as if they were an equal Premier League team. You know, we gave them respect. We let them even have the ball at times, and there was spells in the game where they did have the ball. But I thought, you know, I thought that when they got the ball, Ryan, I thought that they lacked confidence. I don't know if it was because, again, Ryan, they're playing against their heroes, a wee bit starstruck maybe. Again, playing in a big stadium, probably the biggest stadium that team's ever likely to play in their lives, unless they're drawn again next year in the Cup with one of the bigger teams. With that, it's not something they get to do with, you know, it's not something they get to do all the time. So it's, but overall, mate, I thought Celtic were very professional and acquitted themselves really, really well.
I was really glad, like we did say before I went away, about the manager being ruthless. Maybe playing the odd fringe player or the odd guy who's not really playing much at all. But the fact they went just about full strength to what he could, I thought it shows the full respect he gave the Buckie players, the Buckie staff, the Buckie fans, everything.
Yeah.
He gave them total respect. And the fact that it got us minutes as well from guys who, like HOLM, not really played a lot. So he get game time as well. I didn't think we started great. I just looked a wee bit. I don't know if we were taking the foot off the pedal or it was just because of the conditions. I don't know. But being honest, watching the game, it wasn't a great spectacle. It wasn't a great game. I didn't think parts of the game we did play some decent football, but I find it very hard to. You can only do what you're playing against. Celtic can only score how many goals that can really come on the game. In my opinion, I do think 5-0. I was a wee bit disappointed with 5-0, to be honest with you. I was expecting a lot more. I'm not saying 10 or 12 or anything like that, but I did expect probably 7 or 8, to be honest with you. I did. Well, that's the Buckie Thistle defending for lives and stopping us from scoring goals and stuff like that. Then again, listen, like you said, JP, that's an absolute amazing day. You're not forgetting the Martin Solling, the fact to play against some guys who could potentially go on to be already top players, but guys like O'Reilly, Bernardo, these guys should go and play. I'm not saying bigger than Celtic, but they could go away. I.e., O'Reilly, if he went to Spain or whatever, they can say I played against him. And that's the sort of guys you're talking here. So for me, it was very professional. I did think we were a wee bit slack. Maybe I don't know if it's that complacency or it was because, again, Jack, you're playing against maybe teams that are lower leagues in the end. Sometimes you do kind of step into that mentality of we'll just pass it, we'll just play and we'll just try things. But overall, you can't really have too many complaints, mate. It was a professional performance. You got the job done. I thought certain players did look a bit sharper. For me, again, you're not really judging any player on that performance, but Bernardo's a player. You can see it now. He's starting to grow into the role. He's actually one of probably the first name the team sheet as it stands now. The way he's playing on form. I thought HOLM again done okay in the game, but again, it's very hard to judge these guys on the opposition because they'll never really play that opposition again. So it was a game where just be professional, get the goals, and get in the next hat for the next round of the hat of competition. So I'd probably say we'll get into bits of the game, but there's maybe only 1 or 2 things that I could be critical of. Maybe people think I'm nitpicking, but I've just been nitpicking because if that's against a bigger team, you're maybe 1-0 down or you're a goal getting conceded. And for me, if Buckie Thistle's closed yesterday, in my opinion, mate, it'd be embarrassing for Celtic. People might say that's been snobbery or it's been disrespectful. Celtic should not be conceding a goal against Buckie Thistle at Celtic Park. It just shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be, in my opinion. So, and we could have yesterday. if it wasn't for Joe Hart making a cracking save. So,
Yeah.
but all in all, JP, you're not in the next round of the Scottish Cup. You've got 5 goals, good crowd, and you're just you're Celtic are back and you've won. JP, that's the big thing. You've won a game, and it doesn't matter who you're playing against. When you win, JP, it builds confidence in your foot in the next round. So all in all, good victory, but just unfortunately it was not the best of weather for the fans and the players as well, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think your comments about you know, the scoreline, I think that's every Celtic fan, mate. I don't just think you're alone there. I think that's every Celtic fan, because when you see the team play and they go and they score 5 goals, we're all sitting there at 5-0 going, right, I want a couple more, I want 1 more, I want 2 more, or whatever. I think that's just the nature of it, mate. I think that's, so you're pretty normal in your thoughts there, I think, for most. The Buckie Thistle chance, the one the boy went through, Big Scales has just took too high a step, and by the time he's realised what's going on, the ball's been played and the lad's running through. But watching that, Ryan, and obviously at that side of the pitch, mate, I'm quite close to that. I'm in the North Stand lower. So when I saw the lad running through, mate, he never once looked comfortable at all. It reminded me of the one with Dessers.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of, his head at in that moment, mate, the way I can explain it, having been in that position once or twice myself, his head must have been like a total motorway. Like, with a million thoughts came through at the one time in terms of, what do I do here? And I think Joe Hart coming out at full, I mean, he spreads himself really, really well. You know, spread out like a fish supper. I think Big Joe has put the boy off. Not only that as well, if the boy didn't shoot where he did, then I think Scales catches him. If you look at it back, Scales his recovery's pretty good in terms of getting back in, because he doesn't get in, he just keeps running. And he also runs round Joe Hart in case the ball bounces by him or whatever. So he's on the recovery, and he then becomes goal side, which I thought was absolutely unbelievable for the fact that for a start, it was too high when the ball's coming in. And listen, that's just a genuine mistake, mate, that any player can make. No, I've seen a few people, saying Scales had a few bad moments. The second one, mate, he just outstrengths the boy. And NAWROCKI, that's good defending, mate. When your partner comes in and just sweeps up, that reminded me of the old-fashioned way of playing football, Ryan. With your old sweeper.
Mm-hmm.
He just comes in and just takes the ball and clips it out. Listen, it's football, mate. Other teams, football, as I say, mate, football's a funny old game. And it can happen, mate. Other teams will get opportunities against you. But overall, Ryan, I mean, to keep a team at bay and all, I mean, more than we didn't. It doesn't matter the level of opposition. But as I said, it's to keep a team at bay like that for the majority of the game, mate. You're talking maybe once the real trouble. Joe Hart had one safety, mate, all night, right? Mate, that's phenomenal, Ryan. With that, mate, comes a massive level of concentration. So to be switched on again, mate, that comes under professionalism. Because it'd be dead easy for them to be lackadaisical, Ryan, and just being blasé about it. And there was a real zip about our passing, Ryan. There was an intent about our passing, mate. Like I says, mate, we treated that like we treated a Scottish Premier League team. So we showed them real respect there in terms of, look, we're going to treat you the same way as we do the league. And that's it. And I know people are saying it's a young team and they feel sorry for them and this, that and the next thing. Listen, see if it wasn't them, it'd have been somebody else. It wouldn't have made any difference yesterday, that opposition. Because that Celtic team looked as if, Ryan, that they wanted to get back on it. You know, get back into their flow, find a rhythm pretty quickly. You know, you mentioned Bernardo, mate. Listen, that boy, I'm just going to put my neck out there now, mate, and just say that boy's going to be a superstar for us. He's going to be quality. He's a belter. His movement, his touch, the areas he picks up in, he's got everything a midfielder that you need, Ryan. He can run, he can tackle, he can get across the run, he can shoot, he can score. He picks up good areas. He links up the play. It's just a carbon copy of Matt O'Reilly, mate, except he's got a right foot. That's exactly what it reminds me. The ball for O'Reilly was unbelievable. Again, he was different class. He got man of the match and deservedly so. Thought the boy HOLM had a really good game as well, Ryan, considering he's hardly kicked a ball. Again, he's another one that's come under severe criticism with a lot of your fans. And to play that 1-2 and, you know, the wee feint to go through and he just gives you a goal in the eyes, Ryan, and sends a goal in the wrong line, goes in off the post. Again, yesterday I was talking to a couple of boys at the game in the first half, and I says, you know, I know Callum McGregor, look, we didn't need Callum yesterday, but I says, Thiago HOLM made it very easy to forget McGregor because of the way he keeps, he's very similar in that. Me, you and Barry Bannon have spoke about this, Ryan. He's very similar in his movement, the way he keeps the ball. He showed a couple of moments of great pace. I think one of the players get booked yesterday for a foul on him, where he showed some really good pace to go by a couple of them.
Aye, pulled him back.
The boy pulled him back. Aye. So again, he looks very dynamic, and you need to have big cojones, mate, to play for Celtic, and not only play for Celtic, to go and then start scoring goals and performing at a good level. Because see the guy that's chatting my door behind you, mate, he'll just do it. He'll just come in and do it. It's that simple. You need to be hungry. You need to have that desire and that will and win mentality in you to go and do it. Now, like I says, mate, it would have been very easy yesterday against Buckie Thistle for Celtic just to not put enough on the passes, go through the motions, do enough to just win the game. But they didn't, Ryan. Like I says, mate, they had 4 goals chopped off. 2, obviously I'm going to mention, I'm very dubious about the now. Still the now, I'm very dubious about it. Even the lines that they drawn, I think they get the same guy to draw the lines that gave Jota offside while he was standing outside the mega bar. Honestly, I still can't understand how they can see that for away down there. They'd have been as well standing like Lazio Cross, they'd have probably got a better view of it. It's phenomenal how somebody can go, that's offside. It's the same one with Maeda at Livy. Remember that one or not? The boys away down the corner flag and you're like, how's he offside? How do you know he's offside? So, maybe there was a wee bit in it, mate, where, you know, they done it because, again, save a bit of the humiliation for Buckie Thistle. Who knows? Because I believe that that could be a distinctive possibility. You know, maybe not want to be humiliated 8, 9, 10, whatever it may be. But if they 4 goals stand and there's no VAR, then that's 9-0, including the 5 goals that we've scored. That's a leathering, Ryan. That's not just, oh, do you know what, we were unlucky here. But I don't know how, and this, maybe you'll help me out here, Ryan, I don't know. I don't know how anybody, and I listened to all the post-match interviews and I heard that I don't know how anybody can get a job in media or journalism by saying to Matt O'Reilly in a line of questioning, looking at the 2 teams, saying to Matt O'Reilly, potential banana skin. And Emma Dodds asked him after the game. Now, I don't know if it's possible, but I would like to find out what she's smoking. Because imagine stoning live on the telly and asking Matt O'Reilly that question, knowing fine well the gulf between the two teams. Even Lennon was looking at it as if to say, I think you've had a late night last night, hen. I think you've had a budgie now.
I think she's been watching the half-10 show, mate.
Oh, the dogs were significantly barking hen, man, I'm telling you. She's on the old brother Pedro Water, man, I'm telling you.
It's a crazy line of question, mate. That's a banana skins, maybe Celtic and away to Rafe Rovers and the Astro, or away to Airdrie and the Astro, or even away to Kilmarnock and the Astro. That's the sort of games you could go, right, Celtic might slip up here, or there could be a chance where the team takes game to Celtic. Celtic against Buckie Thistle, it's just never going to be anything other than a Celtic victory. It's just wasn't.
Wee bit of advice here for Rebel 95.
No, that's true, Francis. I think that's it's quite obvious, mate.
Yeah, she does. I mean, that is phenomenal in itself as well, because she does Rangers TV.
There's a few of them that are obviously for the other side. People might say that's been biased, or it's just the truth. In terms of that, it's crazy. Banana skin, it was always going to be. We seem you're saying JP about 9-0, but I read them. See, realistically, it should have been 9-0. Realistically, it should have been. That's just the type of score.
But it very well could have, Ryan, if you know the other opportunities.
Realistically, that just on what you're saying. Realistically, the score should have been bigger than 5, but it wasn't. But it's 5-0 in any other game. It's still a good performance. So realistically, it's a good performance in terms of being professional. No, like you say, no taking the mickey. No doing your passes properly. No trying to go for goal all the time. They were ruthless. For me, I'm not basing it all just on Buckie Thistle, but I'll stick by what I've seen all season. I totally get, and I totally understand what Liam Scales has done so far for Celtic, considering it was just about probably going to go to the door to Aberdeen again. If you look at media reports,
he's been solid.
But if you looked at the game yesterday, NAWROCKI looked the better accomplished centre back between the two of them. Like I said, NAWROCKI, as soon as he gets the ball, it's one touch, but he wants to get it quick, he wants to play it forward. Scales has to take 2 or 3 touches to get the ball and play it. He's not quick enough for the ball at his feet, and that's just not on the Buckie Thistle. It's on the Feyenoord, it's on Lazio, it's on other games.
No, I thought it was. I'm going to disagree with you slightly there. I thought he was very, very good against Feyenoord, mate. He get man of the match, and deservedly so.
Against Rangers and all, he made a mistake as well. There's people might think I'm nitpicking things, but these are nitpicking things where if they are a goal, you get behind, you can lose games. Lazio, you get bullied and all. I'm just saying all things that I'll still stick by longer term. I still feel NAWROCKI will be the centre back with Carter Vickers if he stays. It's just my opinion. But until Liam Scales does something horrendous, he's never going to go out of the team because the manager is picking him. And when somebody is playing well and you're winning games, it is hard to change the team.
Ryan, do you know why he's cemented his place in the team, right? And I've spoke to a few people about this. It's because he's no got a bomb scare moment in his game, mate. No, mate. He does everything simplified. He doesn't do anything silly. He doesn't take people on. He doesn't try and do. He's not got a bomb scare moment, mate. He's very, very steady.
He's still a bit lackadaisical in certain aspects. I think some of the games have shown that. Lazio, Feyenoord, Rangers in the game, but Buckie Thistle yesterday, they nearly scored for that. Imagine they scored for that. Do you know what I mean? I get what you're saying. No, majority of the time he has been very good, but these are the moments where if you want to
compare him to defenders we've had before, mate.
Oh, 100%. We've had even guys like Shane Duffy stuff who have came in no done well. Nat Phillips, there you go.
Of most recent.
I'm the one that picking these things because see if they do become goals, then you've got a problem. If that's somebody else making the mistakes, if it's Vickers, I'd be saying the same. It's just if Carter Vickers made that mistake, I'd be saying the same.
Exactly.
What's that? Yes,
the Laird of Lanark says teams need a player like Scales. They're based all around hard work.
You can hard work and your athleticism. Listen, that's all part of everything. but you can work hard and know the best of players.
No only that, I think he
As
knows
well.
what it takes, right, to play for
Listen,
Celtic.
I'm no down
And that's important in the dressing room as well, mate.
There's other bits of the team that I can pick on yesterday, and I will pick on it. But that's just me longer term. If he's making any mistakes against Buckie Thistle, and it's stuff you need to get out your game. But again, listen, JP, overall he's been very good, and you can't criticize him too much because he's come in for a position where he was going to. No, BERNARDO was a very good centre back. He's never.
No yet, he's no. But I remember BERNARDO when he started, he was very, very shaky under Delia.
I'll stick my neck on the line right now. Liam Scales will never be better than BERNARDO. Never.
What he does bring to the Celtic team, Celts 88, is a very, very, very good balance because of his left foot.
I don't think he'll improve much more than I think Liam Scales is maybe a wee bit more. But I don't think he's going to be better than long better than what he is. I think he's done very well to get to where he is, but I think that's because he's believed in himself as well, and the managers obviously believes in him as well, to give him the chance, and he's took his chance. But no, like I said, JP, you can't judge much on yesterday, but that's just on that one that I said to you about maybe is it lack of concentration, who knows, but I just thought I was like, right, if he's going for that, you've like, come on, that's not good enough. But for me, was it NAWROCKI playing well? It's hard to say Punch because we can say that about Scales. He's been playing well. He doesn't have to adapt either. But listen, Carter Vickers, as much as I keep saying he's the best centre back we've had in a long time, he's the best centre back in Scotland. If he's going to keep pulling it injured and he's still not be fully fit, then NAWROCKI and Scales will be the two centre backs. That's just the way I see it until Vickers comes in fully fit. And you're spot on, John. I know what you're saying, Francis, but for me, see when somebody like Scott Brown says that BERNARDO was tremendous, then I'm going to stick my hat out and say Scott Brown's right. Because Scott Brown, I think Scott Brown knows a player when he sees a player, and he's played with him, and he says BERNARDO's up there one of the best he's played with. So I think for me, I would take that as being a very good centre back.
No, I like Big Dedrick. I thought he was. As I said at the beginning, Ryan, I thought he was very shaky.
See, when he left, he was actually very good. When he was coming to the end, he's Celtic and obviously things happened, and I think obviously went to here for Berlin, and I think he became the captain eventually. So he's turned out a good defender. Again,
John, I'm not too sure about the comparison there. Obviously, with BERNARDO being an invincible. So was Gamboa. It doesn't really. I think sometimes you need to be careful when you label that to people, because I remember no long ago somebody says, James Tavernier's played in a European final. I said, but so did Rob Douglas, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
Big Rav, came on this.
No, but it's just it's a sort of easy comparison, like. Rab had his moments of brilliance, and he had more moments of gloom than he had brilliance.
Listen, every player is not going to be. Listen, we're just fans. We only watch the game, and we're only critical because we're paying money.
I know people that know him, and I know he's a good guy.
No, I'm not talking about Rab. I'm talking about.
I'm just saying. I remember him as a goalkeeper, and listen, I was watching the game behind the couch a few times when he played. You didn't know about Rob Douglas was turning up.
We could all criticise players in every game. We're just fans. We're only. But you try and look at
Ryan, this is the thing I know. See, when you pay your money, you go and watch them, mate. You're allowed to sit and see your piece on it.
It's like I will. As much as Lewis Palmer's done well, his numbers tell you he's done, but I still feel he's got to do better in certain aspects. He's not going to get pace, right? People need to. I'm the same. I've came to this now that he's not going to get pace. The age he's at, he's not going to just get blistering pace. Palmer, right? For me personally, I don't think he's a winger, JP. I think he's better. I think he's better as a 10, because for me,
I don't know why people make a big deal about how fast he is.
No, as a winger, in my opinion, as a winger, right? You've got to be able to take on men and get to the byline, take on men, be tricky and be quick. He's not got that attribute as a winger. He's not got the acceleration and the pace to get up and down by a man and take a man on.
He beats a man with cleverness.
But I'm talking about as in get to the byline and whip the ball in, like ABADA.
I know what you're saying.
He's not got that, but what he has got is the other attributes, his creativity, his goal scoring attributes. So you can outweigh the pros and cons of that, right? So it's just me personally. I think he'd be fantastic as a 10. Give him a free role, let him do what he wants. I'm not saying.
Where are you getting him at?
What do you mean?
You like your roles, mate. Where are you getting him a free role for?
Oh, a free role.
Free role.
If it comes
with what are you putting on it from?
If it comes with a latte.
Hold on a minute. You say, wait a minute. You give him a meal deal here. You're saying free roll.
No, I'm getting a £3 bill deal here, so I need to get my free.
Oh, you're getting one of the promises here.
So, if you get a latte, you need to get you go to Greg's, don't you? You need to get a big baguette, man, or a wee roll, bacon and links. But no, the serious matters, IP. I thought.
No, Rebel. I'm sorry, mate. I need to disagree with that wholeheartedly. He can't cross the ball. That's one of the best parts of his game, mate. Did you see the cross he put in with outside his boot for Big O's goal?
What I'll agree with you on, Rebel, is I do agree with some of his distribution could be better. I think we've seen that in the St. game. But listen, I'm not watching him nitpick everybody.
I think that's Big Alan on an alias account, by the way.
But they were probably the only two things I said about the game yesterday was Liam Scales' lack of concentration, and Palmer maybe the fact that he couldn't get by a Buckie official man. For me, JP,
you done a huckle bucks on, you were ready.
The fact that he couldn't get by a Buckie official man for me, JP, is slightly concerning in terms of being a winger. But maybe that's just no his position. Maybe he is better.
Hold on a minute. He couldn't get by a Buckie official man. Did you see his goal?
No, as in we can buy him with pace and he couldn't get by him, man, yesterday. He couldn't get by a man.
I know, but he went by one of their men.
No, but I mean, today for me, to be a winger at Celtic, if he's classed as a winger and you can't get pacey by a Buckie official man, then you're struggling because they're levels above us. Like HOLM yesterday, what he mentioned HOLM, right? What I liked about HOLM yesterday was what I liked about HOLM yesterday was when that guy pulled him back. See what I liked about HOLM was it was effortless, and what showed for me was the golf and athleticism, quality, pace, everything. It was the ease JP get past him. He wasn't at full throttle and he just get past him, the guy pulled him back, and that's the levels you're playing at. You've got to give utmost respect to them. They came. There's a game plan. It was a low block. I know what this low block thing. It's just they just put every man behind the ball. But that's what they call it now in football terms, a low block. They tried to do Livingston and just park the bus and listen and work to a certain degree. And you've got to give them all the respect in the world. No, I agree with you, Francis. It was a cracking goal. Again, maybe I've been nitpicking Francis because it was a game.
It was his left foot as well.
It was a game where it was a lot of positives because you won the game 5-0. Certain guys got game time, i.e. Kelly and VATA, which I'm sure we'll go into very soon. But I'm just
No. That's maybe just the one game you're talking about, Rebel.
For me, as a winger, maybe I'm just thinking back at old school JP but actually as a winger. For me, a winger's got to be able to get by a man and get to the back. That's what I want my wingers to do. Get to the byline and get in the box. But I really see him as a 10. I think he would suit that 10 role, but Matt Ray likes that role, Bernardo likes that role. So I rate him, JP. I do rate him. I think he's got his assists, his goals. He's got a lot of ability, but I prefer him as a 10. I prefer him playing as a 10 in a day as a winger. I'm not saying that he's not a bad.
Anybody that criticises him.
We can all be fans. There's certain aspects of every player that you can say maybe he needs to be better, but that's just us being greedy and wanting us to have the best out every single player. But I would probably say that's maybe the only two things I can say about the game. Maybe I'm just trying to get a conversation, JP, because you can't every week you can't just go, we're brilliant. There's always certain bits of games where they need to do better, and you feel like, right, well, we just mention it to try and maybe just to put something on it, because it's all right to say we won 5-0, but there was parts of the game I thought we could have done better. But is that just made me spoiled because we won the game 5-0? And I don't know, but I do think that's where two things. Maybe Palmer, the fact that that's a bit of pace, I think he would be better as a number 10. That's just my opinion. I think him as a 10, let him have the free roll at Celtic Park. Just boom, let him do what he wants. Because he can turn, he can cross, he can be creative, he can score. And I think one thing I'll say for you back in, mate, is I think we ABADA and Kyogo show you how much Kyogo misses ABADA. The amount of chances it was getting right along the box for ABADA. I thought ABADA was really good. He did look a wee bit rusty, but in the the game, he was sharp. He looks a wee bit. He still looks a wee bit raw, JP ABADA. He still looks he's a bit of coach in terms of his positional sense and stuff like that. But he's number 3, JP. He's a big attribute to your team, and I do believe we Kyle will miss somebody like him or Jota, somebody like that ilk, to get the ball fired across, and Kyle goes goal again. You've seen it yesterday. So overall in the game, mate, I think that's me done with my nitpick maybe, but overall, mate, it's positive. You've got 5 goals. You've got guys getting game time, which is always a plus. Getting youth guys in, which we speak about all the time, mate. That they should be getting game time. But is that because the contract talks with VATA? Is he gone? Is he staying? Is that why he was playing? This is what you can get. Full crowd or 40,000 Celtic Park. Who knows? But overall, JP was a positive day for Celtic, and I would go to St Mirren in the next round.
Yeah, no, listen, I get everybody sees football differently, and you know, there's things that we all take for different games and talk about it, and you know, we all interpret things differently, slightly. But in terms of Palmer, Ryan, for me, he doesn't need pace. He affects the game a different way, and you know, he brings assists and he brings a goal threat to the team, and for me, that's enough, mate. I don't need him to run by people. I don't need that to happen. We've got enough players that can do that on the team. You know, I like the fact that he's different, and he brings it. That's probably why it works. That's probably why the makeup of the team's so good. Because you know, if they all looked the same and they were all like ABADA and Maeda, it would be very boring. You know, Nicholas Kuhn joined us as well. Obviously, we'll hopefully get a look at him at the weekend, and gone with what I've seen and what I'm hearing of him. He brings a blistering bit of speed. So there's one there right away that could probably run by people, and so you're adding that again to your ABADAs, your Maedas, and you know, a kind of similarity there in terms of where you want to press. Palmer's brilliant at pressing the game, Ryan. He forces people into making mistakes, and he puts you fear into making mistakes. And yeah, cool. You're absolutely 100% spot on and took the words right out of my mouth. A winger's job in the modern game now is to supply the strikers. And Palmer does that very, very well. He looks for attackers. Yesterday, I thought he linked really, really well with Bernardo. It looks like they two got on really well. They're good pals. That back heel, Ryan, was sensational. Just the whole, the first touch. Put it this way, mate, there's no many players in the Celtic team that have got that skill to be able to just play that. We spoke about that when he crossed from outside his right peg and on it. That doesn't just come to you, Ryan. That's not something you just go, I'm going to try that now. Because if you try that and you make a backside of it makes you look stupid, mate. It makes you look really, really amateurish.
That's somebody that's got a lot of technical ability to do that. 100%.
No, as I said, it's like his technicality is really high. I know what you're saying. That's how good he is, Ryan. You're wanting him to play number 10. So you want him in the kind of holes, they call it. The one up for McGregor. Aye. No, that's, you know, that's...
Because I'm always thinking about it in terms of, like you says, and Cool Daddy says, he has got that creative in him. Yeah. Imagine him behind Kyogo, slip the balls.
Yeah, I know. Aye.
That's my thing.
Even the kind of eye and needle passes, he played one last night, and I'm like, how did you get that through that gap, man? It was right, because Greg Taylor made an overlapping run and he played it to him. It was one of the ones Taylor crossed it in. And I'm like, how did you even find that? How did you find that space?
That's probably the first game in 3 years I've not even talked about Greg Taylor.
It's because he, well, put it this way, probably Probably because he done everything right.
No, he was
listen,
fine, mate.
he was
Aye,
denied a
fine.
goal yesterday as well, in my opinion. It was nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong, mate.
And I've seen
Nothing.
it back again. That's one of the goals I was disappointed with. I was
He
also
wasn't.
very
He
dubious to
was.
the.
He wasn't offside for that.
No,
He
I was
wasn't
also
offside.
very dubious, I know, to the ABADA goal. I know he's looking along the line, but even when he drew the lines, Ryan, I'm going, he's not offside. I've looked at it about 3 times and I'm going, how can you say he's offside? He's behind the line that you've drawn.
It's definitely one of the Neil Buchanan art attack ones they've drawn earlier, isn't it? They've
Oh,
just stuck
no.
it on. They've just stuck it on the TV.
Either that or they're going to heed out the art attack just to talk them through how to draw it. Know what I mean? He's sitting there telling them what to do.
It's stuck on with PVA glue.
Honestly. Hocus pocus, let's make a wish and see if we can draw a line here.
That's all he used was PVA glue, man.
No, mate, in all honesty, that's why I'm a gaffer, mate, because I don't need to watch myself. I know that I'm spot on more times than I'm not. And if I'm not, I'm first to hold my hands up. But as long as you're enjoying yourself, that's fine. But aye, no, as I said, no, listen, apart from the weather, Ryan, I enjoyed being back at Celtic Park yesterday. I enjoyed being there. And aye, so as I say, it's one of the ones. It's like you say, Ryan. It's important to get the victory. I know it's it's important to win and get through to the next round because, like we did, we've seen, mate. It's very easy to get knocked out. Take your eye off the ball for a minute, mate. You get knocked out of the cup. We've done that at Kilmarnock. And like I say, and I've said it on here to Big Alan, I want Celtic to be trying their utmost best now to be going for the 2 trophies available, the League and the Scottish Cup. And I know that might come across as a bit snobbish again and a bit greedy and but surely that's got to be the main objective. Surely that's got to be the number 1 goal. You know,
Cheers,
that's
Barry.
what they've got to set their sights on. Cheers, Barry. But no, as I say, it's I've got a wee small clip of Brendan Rodgers, and I think he's talking about the one that we possibly could have got a penalty. But again, they decided for some reason that this was offside. Again, I've not seen the reverse, and I don't know the way Brendan's speaking here. I don't know if he's seen the reverse of it to call it offside. But I'll let you hear what he said. Obviously, I've not got the full video from this, so it's just the audio. I'm afraid with a confusing picture of Brendan when he's been asked and lining a question. And by the way, it was the Emma Dodds that asked this question, so they left her at pitch side. I think they done it for a punishment, to be honest, after asking that silly question to Matt O'Reilly. But here's that wee clip of Brendan when he answers about the penalty shout that Celtic had.
The one was the penalty one that was looked at. It should be looked at. It's offside. You know, but they had to, for some reason, it's protocol according to the 4th official, that they have to look to see if it's a penalty first before they look to disallow it because it's offside, which just seems ridiculous, really. You know, if it's offside, then the penalty doesn't even matter, as we know.
So, the penalty, you know, I think he's spot on there. And listen, I know what Brendan's having a go at there as well. Obviously, the silly narrative after the derby was that why was that not a penalty? Why were they, you know, why are they not giving us a penalty or, you know, for a handball? Well, they never gave it because he's offside. That's why, and I think Brendan's wee diggers. I think that's really quick-witted with a manager there, Ryan, and really calculated also, because he's kind of waited for his time there and used that time to strike when he had an opportunity, because he knew that was going to come back round to us at some point where he would have been able to do that. But mate, overall, and taking the kiddie on side away for it, it's a mental process. You know, one of the comments earlier about the VAR in general, but it's a mental process, Ryan, the way they've got to. I mean, if it's offside, the ref, in my opinion, Ryan, shouldn't be going to the monitor. You know, they should just say to him, he's offside, give it to now. But instead of this nonsense, they've got to look for a penalty. They've got to look to see if it's a penalty before they can chop it off. I don't know. I don't know who done the training on VAR. I'd have loved to have been in that classroom.
What I don't get is, right, like Brendan says about the process, why you look at the penalty first, because see if it's offside, the penalty, if it is or it's not, doesn't matter. The offside is going to cancel it. That's the reason why it's offside, because it's going to cancel the penalty. But if you ever look at the penalty and go, that's a penalty, but then you're going to go look at the offside. Look at the offside first, and then no matter what happens, just a penalty. You don't need to look at the penalty. Just get the offside first. And listen, he's box office, JP. He's box office. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart manager. He's intelligent. He knows. This is what I'm saying about. It's probably more down the lines if you played football. A lot of people in dressing rooms, I'm in dressing rooms yourself. Baz is obviously in dressing rooms as it stands with Sheffield Wednesday. Teams say they don't look at the media, they don't look at the press, they're lying, because it's in black and white. You can't get rid of it. Somebody with your pals or somebody in the club will say something. Celtic know what other clubs are saying behind closed doors. Celtic know what teams are saying in the media. They might not come out to say it. Very rarely, JP, we see Celtic players in the press now. Very rarely. I think ever since maybe Dyler's season, when Johansson was coming out saying we should beat Mulder and they're no new league and all that carry on. Ever since then, Celtic really, very rarely players come into media. It's all Celtic media work, right? It's brilliant what we do. We just keep it in-house. Even with McGregor on that video you've seen in the hospitality, we know about them and this and that. And
that was brilliant. See when they were like that, they've not played them, do
the club? The players at the club know how good they are. They know that maybe that wee bit they had was no good enough, and they know they're better than that. And they're committed. I think you'll see a different Celtic team move in the season. I don't think we'll have many games that we have.
Even Vincent.
I don't think we'll have many games, mate, that we did at the end of the year. I think that was due to injuries. Just listen, teams go through bad run of form. They've still have their really bad run of form. Aberdeen have still maybe have another bad run of form. It happens with football. But just on that, mate, he knows what he's doing. It's a wee spark at the end, as you know. Everybody knows the situation, mate. We all know it. He knows it. And it's just order to get the football spot on, mate. If you do the football spot on, then that takes care of itself and that takes everything else out of the equation. So, but the process, mate, we can sit all here talking about the process, mate.
That's just darling, mate. You could probably do a whole podcast on that just alone, that very topic. But what I will say, Ryan, is, and what I'm loving now, is the fact that, you know, the Bernardo HOLM, you know, performing like that yesterday, scoring goals, Palmer, NAWROCKI playing. I know he's no fully up to, 90 minutes yet, and you can see that, and because sometimes his legs go, whatever, but, with him performing at a very good level, mate, it sort of puts a different spin now and a different perspective now on the summer window. I had a conversation with Alan on the phone yesterday before the game, and I said to him, I think today is going to be a big teller in terms of Lager Bielka, where he stands with the club, and the fact that Stephen Welsh was brought on before him, mate, I think that tells me a true message of intent there, that Lager Bielka eventually, mate, will be moved on.
It tells you what he thinks of Scott Bain's takers as well, by the way. Name any player?
No. I think we've seen tonight as well. There's talk of Seagrass going now as well before the end of the window.
Is there?
I know he's moved. I know he's. I seen that earlier on. I know he's moved to Sturm Graz, failed and fell through at the kind of 11th hour, as they call it. But no, I think there's some sort of move back on for Big Seagrass. But yeah, to be fair, mate, I think overall, like I say, with the boys coming in and playing at a very good level, I'm going to actually, again, probably put my neck out here and just say the 6 million that, you know, has been touted for Bernardo, in my opinion, right now with what I'm seeing with him, I think that's an absolute steal. The same as Jota. I think that's an absolute steal. Yesterday was a kind of carbon copy, and Jota goal against them in the derby.
That's a tip, by the way. Don't underestimate how good that finish is. It doesn't matter if it's Rangers, Buckie, Thistle,
No,
Aberdeen.
it doesn't matter who you're up with. If
Tremendous.
that was Jack Butland, the goal would have that was happening. That goal would have still happened.
That's a guy that's losing confidence. That's a guy.
Yeah.
That's a guy that knows he's starting to kind of get himself now a wee bit. Brilliant finish. Absolutely, you're spot on, mate. It was that similar Jota-esque as, and I've said for the dot when he signed that he didn't do anything flashy, but I didn't get the criticism of him. I was like, he does a simple thing. I thought against Lazio he was one of the better players, if not the best player.
Yeah, the one away from home. Yeah, definitely.
Now you can see maybe it was lack of fitness as well, mate. He looks a lot fitter now.
Well, I think I know, Ryan. Some of it was down to lack of games, mate, as well. I think he just needed a run of games, and I think he's more familiar now, Ryan. I think you know, for me, the Rangers game was probably a big turning point in his career at Celtic. I think that's going to be massive for him now. I think scoring in that game, and he's seen the reaction of the fans shouting his name and going mental when you know, I mean, there's a big cheer now, mate, when the team lineups are getting hanged out and he's on it. You know, there's a bit of a cheer. So he's becoming one of the top men in the team, and then his performance at St Mirren, just at the turn of the year there as well, was frightening, absolutely frightening. No, cool. No, mate. You could honestly, mate, you could bring Gordon Marshall back, mate. We're still winning this league, and I'm honestly like Sanchez, Brotto, like any one of them. If we pay 6 million for Bernardo, he's got to play every week. We can't pay that if he's a squad player. I'm going to be honest with you, Johnny. Now, I think it's going to be very hard to displace him. A bit similar to Liam Scales here. I think it's going to be very hard. I think it's, you know, how do you take a guy like that out of the team when he's scoring you goals? You know, he's, like I says, he's now becoming one of the main players in the team. Yeah, I know from yesterday, you know, Callum McGregor comes back in against Ross County, and it will be probably Thiago HOLM that drops out.
Tell you what as well, Hatate's getting them back to the team.
But that's what I was going to say to you, Ryan, because Hatate's away, John, as well, for yourself as well, John. Hatate's still away just now, so I think if he keeps that level of performance going, mate, Hatate's probably going to need to do, you know.
I agree with you, Barry. I think he's off the summer, mate, but people can, I don't want to be negative on this because that's a good result, but I agree with you, Barry. I think it's going to be very, on if we sign Bernardo.
For Matt O'Reilly?
It might soften, I get what you're saying.
I think there's more chat, and there's more, you know, there's more chat going on with Matt O'Reilly, about Matt O'Reilly than, I don't know what it is, why, you know, even Celtic fans, I don't know why it is.
Obviously,
you know, that's kind of dour mentality.
It takes somebody to bid for you as well, remember. Somebody's got to back you, somebody's got to put the bid at the club and they feel valuable. But in my opinion,
if we win this league and we get to this new format of the Champions League, O'Reilly's gone nowhere. Because he's not going to go and play with a Bournemouth or a Southampton or a team of that. It
all depends on money, what JP.
I don't even think money. I don't think he's motivated enough for that, Ryan. I really don't, mate.
No, I mean the club. As much as I
know. But who, right, so let's have a wee chat about this for a couple of minutes, right? Just who's going to come in for Matt O'Reilly? Let's say, for instance, what kind of team could Matt O'Reilly then go and play?
I think you play for just about every team in down south, in my opinion. I'm not saying
if you were a fan of Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, right? and your summer recruitment was happening, and you've seen that, you know, that your team's linked to Matt O'Reilly. How are you feeling about that? Bearing in mind you spend like sometimes £2,000-3,000 a year for a season book. So as a season book holder down there, how are you feeling with that? Because bearing in mind, Ange Postecoglou, in my opinion, Ryan's an elite football manager. Mate, the Tottenham fans hated the idea of him going there. Now they all love him.
But that's because they didn't do their research on him. They don't know about him. It's the same way. I'm going to spin that on the exact same.
I don't think, Francis, I don't think Ange does go for him, mate. I don't think he does. I don't think he fits Tottenham's style of play.
You probably.
This is what I'm basing this on. This is what I'm basing this on. See if anybody wants to find out what I'm talking about here, right? If you get into the playlist section of our YouTube channel and go and find the interview myself and Ryan did with Jonathan Burns, Tommy Burns' son. Jonathan told us that Matt O'Reilly, this is before he came to Celtic, folks, okay? Matt O'Reilly, stats alone,
that's right, aye.
was in the top two in the UK. The only reason the Manchester City wanted him.
Was his pace for it?
No, Ryan, it was to do with the fact, remember at the beginning, Ryan, he couldn't play 90 minutes.
Aye.
So Matt, and his fitness at the time wasn't there, but they weren't willing to take that gamble, Ryan.
There was a Celtic, who was it? There was a Celtic player that City or somebody tried to sign, and they didn't because of his pace. Who was it? What's annoying me now? Was it Beaton? Man City?
Man City tried to get him, and Mancini was the manager. Celtic ended up signing Big Beaton, aye.
He was mobile enough to play him out of the park.
I think he was. They found him. They found him surplus to requirements then because they didn't think he was going to be mobile enough to do it.
I knew it was something like that. I knew there was somebody.
And yeah, so Rebel, have fun, mate. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I'm glad you enjoyed us.
The reason why I think it's all about the money for. Listen, see, it's all down to what he thinks and what the club thinks. Listen, Celtic could accept any money, but if he decides I don't want to go, then he doesn't need to go. I don't want to go, by the way. I just think that it's all Celtic don't need to sell any assets.
No, because you heard Brendan.
Because of the money they've got already in the bank, the money that, in my opinion, you will get when you win the league, which is going to be double, just about nearly what's in your bank at the moment. And that's without selling your season books, your tickets, training gear, everything else.
That's what I'm saying, Ryan. That alone, mate. The scope of playing in the Champions League again, mate. I don't think Matt O'Reilly walks away from that, mate.
It's going to be. I actually listened to.
Very hard.
If anybody wants to listen, I was on the plane back this morning. I listened to Jackie McNamara's podcast on Under the Cosh, and he did mention. He says, when you play in Europe, he went, it's a massive thing to think about. He says because. He says, after I went down south and stuff, and I stayed at Celtic, and he says, playing in Europe's a massive bonus for teams to come to Celtic. And I do think he'll have a big decision, JP, in the summer, because it goes as well, if he gets picked for the Euros as well, JP, he's going to have his shooters if he has a good Euros, if he gets game time. I do feel that I want to stay. I think now until the summer, just enjoy him. Just in case it does go. And that's one thing, cool, Daddy, we don't do in here. There's no smoke without fire with guys like him. There is teams with Matt O'Reilly. That's just going to happen. He's a top player. He's a top player. He's playing with a big club, but he's on telly every week.
It'll happen with him, all right, because he's, quite the vast majority of the Celtic team are all top players, mate.
The thing is, I think why if I'm a team down south, maybe take away your Man City, right? They can go sign anybody they want, right? Any other club down south, if it's Arsenal, Man United, Everton, West Ham, whatever, right? If the money's right and they feel Matt O'Reilly's going to be decent, they should buy him now. Don't wait till he goes somewhere else in 2 or 3 years' time, because look at Van Dijk, Southampton, £12 million or something to go for, whatever it was, something like that.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 years later, Liverpool need to pay £80 million for him, or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
if you, I'm listen, I'm a Celtic fan. I don't want anybody to go. But if you look at from a neutral perspective, if you want to sign somebody for Celtic, if it's Rangers, Aberdeen, whoever it is, maybe I'm being a bit maybe contradicting myself. Maybe we should go and pay £5 million for me off because maybe in 2 years' time you're worth £10 million. Who knows, right? But just on your perspective, if you're a club at Bournemouth, West Ham, Arsenal, whatever, if you want Matt O'Reilly, get him the new, because in 2 or 3 years' time he'll be treble or double that. So as a perspective of that side, you would maybe get the value now of him than you would be like Van Dijk. So you spin it on that. Don't just because he plays with Celtic, don't think that he's not a good player. We watch him every week, JP, we go to the games. He's tremendous, by the way. He's really good on the ball. He's good off the ball. He's fit. He's quick on the ball.
Look at it. I know, obviously, you cannot. I know he's probably not the greatest starts in the 6 months he's been here in Liga Bielka, but Liga Bielka's goal against Feyenoord, the winner. You look at Matt O'Reilly's. That's just unbelievable, mate. That's just.
Listen, I'd love him to stay, JP, but the more he plays well, and he's going to get his interest, and it's all down to the price for the club as well, JP. I think it's going to be if he is to leave Celtic, it will be a record fee, in my opinion. Celtic should not settle for anything less. It's going to be your Jota money plus, and plus add-ons are 10%, like your Frimpongs, 30%, etc. That's a deal. It's going to be good enough for Celtic to then go and replace the quality and get money in the future off it. So, but for me, listen, I'm going to enjoy him until he leaves. I'll enjoy him to the summer, and then we'll go for him, mate, because he's a top player. And that's the guys, look, I've said, JP, that's the guys that you want to go and see every week. I want to go see Celtic.
Even the Buckie Thistle player's been on that pitch with him last night, mate. I'll be like, wow.
There's certain players in the club that listen, I love going to see Celtic. I love seeing us win games. I love seeing guys score goals and whatever. But there's certain guys I like to go and see. When Scott Sinclair was at Celtic, I wanted to go see him every week because he was quality. It was sheer quality, especially that first season. Last season, it was Jota, and the year before, it was Jota was just, for me, I just wanted to go and see him.
Taylor?
No, it's probably Matt O'Reilly. He's brilliant, Jive. He reminds me of Rogic. He's a quicker version of Rogic. He's just a carbon copy for me of Rogic. Just everything he does, the way he moves, the way he takes the ball on the tongue. I just love guys like that playing with Celtic, JP, and the longer they're here, it's brilliant for us. But I just feel in terms of the market, if a club is smart enough and they know that with Celtic maybe wanting or what they can maybe get off Celtic, then I think you can maybe they can maybe get him. But I hope he's happy here and he decides, you know what, I want to stay at Celtic, I want to play Europe, I want to progress my career here for longer, then maybe go elsewhere. So I think that's just want to enjoy him, mate, and just kind of see what happens in the summer. I don't know how you feel about it, mate, but I just want to talk about, I know we've talked about it because it obviously come up conversation, but I'd rather just leave that conversation at the end of the summer and then we'll see how it goes for them.
Yeah, no, listen, it's one of the things, like Anne put a comment up about, there's got to be something in it. There's no, it's just rumours. It's just fans and media. Well, put it this way, the media put something out. And this all stemmed from Celtic rejected a bid of 10 million quid for Leeds at the end of the summer window. And it's all stemmed for there. Now, everybody and their granny and their budgies and their guide dogs and everything else have got him leaving, and he's gone here and he's gone there. And then Brendan was asked about him the other day and about him leaving. Brendan's like, no, it's pie in the sky.
But I'll need to hold my horns
up. That's what it is.
I'll hold my horns up on that. I actually did say at the time, £10 million is actually no bad dollar for Leeds. I thought, to be honest with you, considering we bought him for £145 million, I actually thought £10 million was a decent deal. No, it's laughable.
What were they doing? Were they taking him in Nando's?
I don't know. Listen, I'll always hold my horns up, JP, if I've said something ridiculous in the past, I've been wrong. I was wrong on that. I thought £10 million was actually, think about it, it was actually a decent offer, to be fair. But no, it's not. It was. I think I was on what she was on. I think I was on too many.
I think you were drinking bleach, man.
I think I was. I think this bleach. That's what I've used it on.
You were up. You were up to your neck in domestics, man.
Up to my knees and fucking cow fat.
Could be worse, but you could walk into a shop and start buying bow ties and all that like Alan did. One of these stick-on ones you go to one of the machines with a claw.
He can't do tie proper, so it's one of the clip-on ties.
So I say it's one of these stick-on ties. Out of the machine with a claw. He's like, I didn't want you a teddy hen, but I go to his bow tie. That'll do me for that wedding. He says, but no, as I say, Matt O'Reilly, finest guy. Anybody saying Matt O'Reilly's Oski's so wide of a mark now. I think people are just, he's a brilliant player and he's going to be Oski. Listen, everybody says that about the Japanese boys when Big Anne's left. They've all signed new contracts. They're all here, they're all cuddling Brendan, they're all loving the manager. Football doesn't work like that. And Matt O'Reilly's 21 years of age. So, why would they be in any hurry they know? Because, in reality, in terms of stature, he's probably not going to play for... This is just my opinion, right? I know he's a magnificent player for us and blah, blah, blah. I just don't see Liverpool, Man City, teams of that out buying him. I just don't see it. Matt O'Reilly, Rogic left Celtic and went to West Brom. I know Rogic was at the other side of the scale when he left Celtic, Ryan, but Rogic left Celtic and went to West Brom. Wanyama left Celtic and went to Southampton. Van Dijk left Celtic and went to Southampton, and then sort of had to build themselves into the Premier League. The reason why, and I've listened to this on podcasts as well, a lot of scouts and stuff that came up and done, Tim Sherwood spoke to Bruni about Van Dijk. He says he was up scouting him for Tottenham. Says he never seen it. Says he right away never seen what they're looking for and what we see. Ryan. But that's what I'm saying. But what we see, what we see in terms of, and then what scouts are looking for, it must be two different things, mate. In terms of, in terms of maybe the scoring, what you've got to do in terms of your scoring and stuff. I don't know, but like I say, I don't see him. Again, I'm not putting Matt O'Reilly down. I just don't see. I don't see Matt O'Reilly going to Liverpool, going to Man City, going to a Man U. Don't see any of the teams chatting my door right away from me now. Like I say, he's only 21, so I definitely do think he could stay at Celtic another year or two. So it's like I say, mate, I'm going to bat it down now because right now I don't think there's any real substance in Matt O'Reilly's genuinely going to leave. I mean, even getting interviewed yesterday about it, he just smiled and he said, "Look, I love it here." He says, and I'm loving doing what we're doing. And he says, and that's my focus. He said, I'm not, meaning just got to stop talking to me about it because he's going to have this between now and the summer now.
I know.
He's not, put it this way, he's not leaving in this window unless something miraculously happens in terms of Celtic are offered mental money. Matt O'Reilly's not leaving in the immediate future. So I think we're safe there. In terms of Hatate, I think Hatate might have his work cut out for him with the emergency Paulo Bernardo. But no, peachy goal yesterday. Some really good goals yesterday as well. The 1-2 with HOLM and the Guinea goal of the eyes and stuff. And like you says, Ryan, on to Ross County. That brings us to the end of tonight. So before we go, again, I don't have that wee button for everybody going, So it's on my to-do list.
We need to invest in one.
It's on my to-do list. For anybody that's joined the podcast tonight for the first time, just to let you all know that this podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment. And the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. The company's a DJ and entertainment business, folks. And Alec's number is on the screen for you just now. If any of you are struggling to see that number, the number is 07845 746 092. That's 07845 746 092. Alec is on WhatsApp, and you can ping him on the WhatsApp through that number. He's on Facebook and Instagram. Also, if anybody's looking for any entertainment for any functions you've got coming up, you know, any relatives that are having parties, and you're looking for a DJ, look no further than the big man. And if you quote the podcast, and that's where you've seen him from, he'll negotiate a wee double denim discount for you there as well. And he's good entertainment. Alec did do our charity night that we had last year, and it was very good. Good laugh, good bit of banter. I was going to say a bit like ourselves, but some people might disagree with me there, Ryan. But definitely a good bit of banter, good laugh, and he kind of makes the night flow. There's apart from the fact that his microphones don't work, there's not really any interruptions. I was going to say with the night, he kind of makes the night flow. It makes it easy to relax and chill. And as I said, folks, if anybody's looking for a DJ, hit the big man up and give him a shout. His diary's open, folks. So yeah, he's I don't want to put him out there like a lady of the evening, but he's definitely open for business. Overall, folks, it's been really good chatting with you. We will be back on, the podcast will be back on Wednesday evening at the time of 8:30. Bit of a different podcast, folks. There will be a special guest joining me on Wednesday night. Big Alan and Ryan won't be with us. Your beauty, which means I am going to be able to get a word in and say what I feel and say what I've got to say. But I will announce, folks, on the socials tomorrow who the guest is going to be. I'll put it on the community section of the YouTube channel for you as well. And all in all, folks, hope you've enjoyed your night. It's Monday blues for a lot of people. But from myself and Ryan,
it's -8. Take care.
It's -8 in Glasgow, folks.
Hell.
Take it easy. On Friday, folks, myself and Ryan will be travelling to Sheffield to go and visit our good friend, Mr. Barry Bannon. And we have a luxury of attending Sheffield Wednesday and Coventry's game on Friday night as well. So that'll be a wee experience. We'll take some pictures, maybe a couple of wee videos as well, and we'll get them uploaded to the pages and that for you to show you our weekend as well. If I'm sober enough to remember what's going on. That's well, there you go. Tequila Rose and a wee Mick Jagger. And we'll be having sympathy for the devil, I think, Ryan, definitely.
No.
And we'll see if we can get some satisfaction on the way down as well, mate. But overall, hail, folks. Take it easy.
Take care.
See you again. Bye-bye.